I need you to know that I've just witnessed something so profoundly ridiculous that I'm questioning every decision that led me to this moment. I stepped outside for 30 seconds, 30, and discovered Mephisto on the roof. Not judging the neighborhood like usual. No. He was sledding, off the roof, on a frisbee. A frisbee. Like some kind of unhinged Winter Olympian with wings. He launched himself with the confidence of a creature who has never once considered consequences, slid down, hit the edge, and soared off like he was auditioning for a stunt show. And the worst part? He stuck the landing perfectly. Before I could even process that, I heard tiny mews above me. I look up, and there they were, the kittens, lined up on the roof like a furry little bobsled team, waiting their turn. One of them was already sitting in a second frisbee. Another was chewing on the edge like it was a pre-ride snack. I shouted at them. They ignored me. Mephisto chirped at them like a coach encouraging his athletes. And then kitten number 1 launched, straight off the roof, tail high, zero fear, absolutely delighted. I caught her, mid-air, because apparently that's my life now. So yes, I'm amused, baffled, and deeply spiritually exhausted. Our mechanical crow has started an extreme sports club, and the kittens are fully committed to the lifestyle. When you get here, I'm putting you in charge of explaining gravity to them. Clearly, they don't believe me. Kitten, I need to bring something to your attention, because it's becoming a nightly mystery worthy of scientific study. How does someone your size, someone who could comfortably fit inside one of my jackets, manage to take up an entire bed? I went to sleep with plenty of space. I woke up clinging to the edge like a man trying not to fall off a cliff. Meanwhile, you were sprawled diagonally across the mattress in a position that defies both geometry and basic human anatomy. At one point, I attempted to reclaim a pillow. You responded by rolling directly onto it, trapping it beneath you like a dragon guarding treasure. I didn't stand a chance. The kittens, of course, were no help. They sat at the foot of the bed, watching the whole thing like it was a live-action nature documentary. Mephisto tilted his head at me in a way that clearly said, "You should have moved faster. I'm not complaining. I've accepted my fate. But I do think it's impressive. Truly, a marvel of spatial domination. If there were medals for bed conquest, you'd sweep the competition. Just know that if I disappear from the mattress entirely one night, I didn't leave. I was evicted." It's been one of those nights, the kind that feels 3 days long, where every crisis arrives wearing tap shoes, and the universe seems determined to test my patience just for sport. I'm running on fumes, stubbornness, and whatever questionable beverage Luke handed me at 2 a.m., and all I can think about is you. Specifically, you, a blanket, and the quiet kind of warmth that only happens when I finally get to tuck myself against you and let the world go silent for a while. No heroics, no chaos, no kittens using my ribs as a trampoline. Just you, the steady rhythm of your breathing, and me finally getting to sleep without feeling like I'm bracing for impact. So, if you're wondering what I want right now, it's simple. I want to curl around you, bury my face in your shoulder, and pass out so hard I forget my own name for a bit. That's it, my grand ambition for the night. You, me, and the kind of rest that only exists when I'm next to you. Kitten, we need to have a conversation about the newest member of our tiny chaos brigade, because I've finally identified this one's specialty, not acrobatics or espionage. No, this one is a collector, a tiny, furry, wide-eyed thief with a passion for acquiring objects that do not belong to him. I discovered this when I went looking for my favorite gloves. Not one glove. Both gone, vanished, stolen by forces unknown. After a full search of the house and a brief interrogation of Mephisto, who refused to cooperate, I found a small stash under the couch. A hoard, really. Your hair ties, my gloves, 3 pens, a spoon, a sock I'm fairly certain isn't ours, a USB drive I absolutely did not authorize him to have, and, for reasons I cannot begin to explain, a single cherry tomato. He looked so proud when I found him sitting on top of the pile, like a tiny dragon guarding his treasure. The kittens were watching him with awe. Mephisto was watching him with the expression of someone calculating how to weaponize this talent. So yes, we now have the daredevil, the mission accomplice, and the collector, lord of stolen objects. I'm not sure whether to be impressed, concerned, or start locking up anything smaller than a toaster. Kitten, I need you to sit down for this, because our final tiny menace has revealed her true purpose in life, and I'm torn between laughing, surrendering, and filing a formal complaint with the household authorities, aka you, the minuscule one. The one who pretends she's made entirely of innocence and fluff, has officially appointed herself as my personal guard. Not a casual, curious kitten follower. A full-time, hyper-dedicated, never-off-duty sentinel, sworn to protect me from absolutely everything, apparently. She follows me with the seriousness of someone guarding a royal heir. If I stand, she stands. If I walk, she trots behind me like a tiny security detail with very short legs. I bent down to tie my boots. She climbed into my lap and refused to move, which I assume was her way of saying, "You're not leaving without your assigned guard, sir." It's difficult to maintain some semblance of dignity while a 6-inch tall kitten escorts me from room to room like I'm a fragile artifact. She's ridiculously proud of herself, and I'm absurdly charmed in spite of myself. If you're ever unable to find her, don't worry. Just look behind me. She's probably there, guarding her chosen human with the intensity of a tiny, fluffy bodyguard who takes her job far too seriously. I've come to the conclusion that you possess a very specific superpower. You can derail my entire day with a single thought of you. Not even a dramatic one, just the casual kind. The, "Oh, she'd laugh at this. I'll tell her about that later" kind. And definitely the, "I wonder what she's doing right now" kind. And suddenly I'm standing in the middle of a room, holding something I don't remember picking up, with Mephisto staring at me like I've forgotten how to function. Which, to be fair, I have. Earlier, I tried to make tea. Simple task. Boil water, pour, drink. Somehow, I ended up with the kettle in the fridge and a spoon in my pocket. Your fault. Entirely. Then I attempted to get some work done. I sat down. I focused. I tried to be serious. And then I remembered the way you smiled at me this morning, and that was the end of my productivity. I'm fairly certain the kittens judged me. Even my little shadow paused her patrol to give me a look. So if anyone asks why I'm behind schedule today, I'm blaming you. Completely. Unapologetically. With evidence. But between us, I don't mind being a little undone by you. It makes the day far more interesting. We need to have a serious discussion about names for your tiny chaos brigade because Luke and Kieran have officially lost their naming privileges. I asked them for suggestions, and they delivered, if you can call it that. Luke proposed Sir Pounce-a-Lot, for a female kitten, mind you. Claudia the Destroyer. Biscuit Thunderstrike, which he said has range. Kieran, Not to be outdone, suggested Turbo Noodle, Captain Wiggle, and my personal favorite disaster, the third one. He didn't specify which one he meant, so yes, they're banned indefinitely. Meanwhile, I've been paying attention, like a responsible adult surrounded by tiny agents of chaos, and I have a few names that actually fit their personalities. The daredevil, the one who believes gravity is a personal insult. I'm thinking Vex because she vexes my sanity daily. Nova, explosive, bright, unstoppable. Zip, because she moves at the speed of regret. The mission accomplice, the stealth operative with sticky paws and zero shame. Possibilities. Whisper. He appears out of thin air, slick, smooth, sneaky, suspicious. Pickle, because he's always in one. The Collector, our tiny dragon with a hoard of stolen goods. I like Rune, mysterious, organized, oddly dignified. Pip, small, smug, and proud of his stash. Tally, because he keeps a running tally of my missing belongings. The Shadowling Guard, my ankle-level bodyguard. She needs something fitting. Shade, quiet, loyal, always behind me. Sable, elegant, dark, serious about her job. Mira, short for Mirage because she appears and disappears silently. I'm open to negotiation, but if Luke or Kieran try to contribute again, I'm invoking executive authority. We're not naming a kitten Biscuit Thunderstrike. Not in this household.